Welcome to Shadows of Prophecy, a D&D real play podcast following the ill-omened web of lives whispered by the void, their names repeated in the darkness. Shadows of Prophecy is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast with violent themes and adult language. Listener discretion is advised. With us today to traverse through adventures of riddles and reticence, we have myself, Timothy, as our ambivalent DM.
I'm Dan, the human scholar and nicety nabber, Ren.
I'm Chris, and I'm playing Tiefling Spellcaster, who's an atmospheric cleric with a ficus named Eric, Salvador Saltrose.
And I'm Ellie. I'm playing bespangled, bebangled, and hopefully unmangled Kobold Bard Marquis.
Join us as we enter the Shadows of Prophecy. Act 1, In the Shadows. Chapter 11, The Forgotten. Previously on Shadows of Prophecy, we watched a wet ghost. It stood there and watched us back.
Soaked specter.
You stare at the wet ghost. The wet ghost stares back.
As we had several interesting conversations with some weird doors. One told shitty jokes and expected them in return, while the other, a bit more sentient, had some riddles for us. Our party supposedly saved them by setting them outside in the weather.
Supposedly
we're
saved
gonna
them?
get them.
We're picking them up on the way out.
Yeah, it's a process.
It's like, you know, when
It's
you leave things at the
temporary.
counter when you're at the store because you don't want to
Yeah.
carry them around. Like, that's what we did.
Oh, wouldn't it be embarrassing if somebody thought we were leaving them free pickup on Craigslist? These talking doors.
At least they'll have a
curb
home.
alert. Curb alert.
Then we proceeded to steal some bougie-ass shit and found a weird prophecy with some cryptic references to, we think, our party. After that, our friends the Shadows turned out not to be so friendly.
Womp womp.
A fight ensued, but our party was victorious and finally made their way up to the library.
Dun, dun, dun.
Third floor library.
Okay, so y'all have just entered the library. It is like the magnificent, like Belle and the Beast library with like multi-levels of shelves and ladders and lecterns and more shelves and books and paintings and all sorts of library stuff. What do you do?
Is it lit?
It is lit.
Oh, that's unnerving.
Much
whole
like
place has been lit.
Oh, that's true.
the hallway and the throne room, and all of the critical points so far have been lit.
Oh, that's true. The shadows put out the lights. That's why I was thinking it was dark. When we fought the
Yeah.
shadows, they put out all the lights.
Yeah.
So I remember because you had to light the torches.
Yeah,
For
that
me.
was a
Thank
cool
you.
moment for me. We think we might find Alice up here, right?
Either that or some other clue to her research or
Or somebody like the Time Witch.
yeah.
Maybe Desmond. Maybe Alice.
Yeah. How expansive is this library? Like, is it like, it's a lot?
It's a lot. Yeah. It's a fairly large room. I
Not
think
like
it's
Beauty and the Beast.
It's pretty close. It's pretty up there.
Spiral staircase.
It might be a
lots of
little
ladders.
smaller than the Disney animated version. More of a realistic French castle version.
Okay.
Well, should we look onto P for prophecy?
P for prophecy, S for spooky.
T for time loops?
Yeah.
I feel like it might be a good idea to like hunker down here for a hot minute. Because we've been going at it for a while. Because we haven't like actually rested since.
I know we just took a great nap.
But isn't the great nap a short rest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is there like a bookshelf that I can move in front of this door?
Yeah, there's plenty of bookshelves that you can move in front of the door.
Okay.
And lecterns and probably sorts of little pedestals and display cases.
While he does that, I'd also like to canvass the space and see if there are any other doors that should be locked.
Yeah, so it does seem to be a one entrance sort of deal.
This place
for
is
most
not up to fire code.
corporeal beings. It's
Oh.
a double door.
No fire escape?
There are stained glass windows along the outer wall.
Perfect.
Somebody's going out one of those. I'm predicting it now. That's my prophecy.
Chekhov's window.
All right. Well, there are no other doors to be blocked, so this one looks good. Great job, Sal.
Thank you. I'll look around for a card catalog so we can figure out this expansive library, but that is
true, it's
realistic.
huge.
Yeah. Why don't you give me an investigation check?
I will also help with that.
And if anybody wants to do a perception check as well.
Sure, I'll perceive while they
Oh, I
investigate.
rolled a nat 20 for investigation.
I got 19 too.
All right.
We
I got a
investigated
15
the
for
shit.
perception.
A 15 for perception? Okay, cool. Lots of things are going to happen then.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
Except, Sal, you said an 8?
I got 19.
Oh, 19. Oh, shit. A lot of shit is going to happen.
Oh, God.
Welcome. So there's a lot of things that you start to notice, Marky, as you are moving around the space. One of them is that along one of the walls above a set of bookshelves are series of paintings of like group portraits.
Oh,
Large group portraits. Everybody in like almost Victorian garb. So like wide lapelled suits, frilly, lacy like blouses and hoop skirts. And like each one is kind of dated 1 year after the next.
and are the people often the same, or do they change?
Often the same.
Okay.
The other two people do find a card catalog that starts kind of giving you a little bit of insight into the organization system. It is not the Dewey Decimal System, does not exist here. It is mostly alphabetical by topics, although there is a reference section that's a bit unique, mostly having ledgers of various bands of dates.
Oh, we have dates. We know dates, right?
We have a lot of dates.
I also
Oh,
got some
no.
dates over here on this wall.
Oh, these are the eligible bachelors and
Are we about
bachelorettes.
to be inundated with dates?
Inundate.
Did. Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. Okay, Lort. What would you all like to do with this information? You also find, like, lots of little, like, pedestals and, like, things on lecterns, like loose sheets of paper, letters, random things in display cases, all rather fancy. Some big tomes and shit, too.
All right, Ren, have at it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go look at the fancy stuff first. One, to see like what the books are, like what are the what are the like why are they important?
Yeah. So one of the books that you come to first is just like a really old book, no title on it. Very plain binding, no ornate details, but rather tattered. It's behind a glass case. You notice another bookcase that does have like a little bit more detail on the border. It's in better condition, metal clasp around it, and it has this symbol on it.
Oh.
An eye with 3 parallel lines running from top to bottom.
We know this one. We know this one.
We know that one.
It's not ominous. Yeah.
I would like creepy symbol for 400. Thank you.
Next to that one, you find another book. Very ornately detailed. It has like silver border and trim around it, and a jeweled clasp. It has a symbol that is a circle with 3 arrows spinning off of it. One towards the center of the circle, one along the perimeter, and one spinning outwards.
That's
Don't-
time loop.
Oh, it sure is. Oh, yeah, it sure is. That's a time book. Is it the
You
book?
get that one.
Can I open these cases, or are they locked?
They are locked, but they are glass cases.
Well, I have 2 options. I can either pick the lock, which I probably could do fairly easily, or I just smash it open. I'm going to pick the lock. I'm going to try and pick the lock first.
All right, give me what your associated skill is. Do you have lock picking tools? Thieves' tools?
Yes. That's so sleight of hand. That is a 24.
With a 24? Very easy.
26. I'm so sorry. My
26.
math's wrong.
Okay. Wow.
Actually, in that case, you
just,
fail.
Like, pull out your little pick, stick it in, ding,
I just look at the lock the right way
and
and
the
it clicks open.
hinge just very slowly opens, as if it has like you know those like nice fancy drawers that
Like
have the
soft close
hydraulic
drawers?
systems.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I've
They
never
shelled out
seen
for the
this
good
before.
stuff.
Got to impress your guests when
I've
they come
heard about
over.
these before. I've never seen these kind of doors. So, wow. Okay.
And you're
well,
a scholar, so I imagine you see a lot of
yeah.
glass encased books.
Yeah, they were. I've seen a lot of smash glass. Do people just dropping the lids and
Yeah.
breaking the glass everywhere?
It's
Anyways.
terrible.
Yeah, I'll take the books out, and I'm gonna go through. I'm just gonna look at the front of each book, like the first few pages, to see like what topics are there.
Yeah, so they basically recount a lot of the like, you know, they're like a manifesto. To put it blunt. So the first one is very much a manifesto of a group called the Veil.
We know about them, right?
Yes,
This is the unmarked book, right?
they're the monastery.
Oh, no. So, okay, sorry. I should clarify. So, unmarked book.
Mhm.
Unmarked book is give me a wisdom save.
Not my favorite.
Ooh.
A save?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Oh.
Knowledge is power.
I am going to use a superiority dice, because I can do this now, to add to my, because I rolled a 10. I need to
Bump
do
that
better
bad
than
boy
that.
up a little bit.
That is a 13 then.
Okay, a 13.
I die again.
You start flipping through these pages, and they are all over the place. Like, there's no one thought seems to be brought completely to fruition. As if whoever was writing this text was just kind of a flow of consciousness, just like word vomiting onto the page. It's all handwritten in various handwritings throughout the book. There's like big flowing cursive scripts. There's like very blotchy, just like scratched into the pages. And everything just keeps flowing from thought to thought to thought. And you start to notice a lot of themes. A lot of themes that are akin to some of the scripts that you've seen written by our friend Alice.
What did Alice write about again? It's like she her visions, obviously.
So she wrote about her visions, but in her journal pages that you found, there's been a lot of theories on existence, on her philosophies around our purpose in life. The viewers are mentioned a couple times. And there are several pages that kind of jump out to you because they have been quite thematic in your life.
Oh,
Oh, in your life.
in my life. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Let's see. Into the Void, just written over and over again. Consume me. Ask permission first. We welcome the void. It is our release. Great. This book is creepy.
So yeah, like kind of like tucked in between pages of like theories and thoughts and like conscious flows, there are just these like random pages that keep popping up that are just like completely nonsensical rants. Just over and over mentioning the void, the watchers, the viewers, the destruction of self, like so many just like random bits kind of poked in there.
I'm getting a sense there's a lot of gods because the consumption. This makes me think of the abyss cult or the god of the abyss because there's all this chaos. So I'm wondering. She also made mention of ascension in her diary, which is a Pudicium thing. I guess she was dealing with the monastery anyway, so this is somewhat religious.
Would you like to give me a religion check?
Sure, I'm a cleric.
You have that.
I feel like you're the most unenthusiastic cleric ever, though, right?
It's very transactional.
You like sign up. You're like, fine, I'll sign up.
Yeah. God bless us all.
Yeah, it's like, you pay your union dues and you get the special magic stuff.
Right, exactly.
Tao is interesting because Tao is not a religion that is very popular in Everfear. It is a very small sect that kind of evangelized an area near Salvador's home.
It's also very destructive. It's the god of storms, so it's not like, ooh. It's not like you get the beneficial things like love and clemency and...
You get lightning.
There
Lightning,
are
yeah.
philosophies about finding yourself and being true to yourself.
Does Sal actually know any of these philosophies, or does he just get lightning?
I think there's stuff about rain, and there's definitely the lightning. Maybe wind, dust storms, I don't know.
Sal's like in front of whatever the church is, and they're trying to convince him. He's like, so you say I can throw lightning?
Yeah.
That's
And
still...
then
They're like,
down.
it's like a metaphor for actualization. He's like, right.
But I can actualize lightning?
I'm in. Sign me up, baby.
What
Give me
was-
one of them
What
pendants.
was that religion?
I got
check?
12.
12. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, there are references in Tanvenom's scripture that you are somewhat familiar with that do reference this, like, futility of life. But you do also know that Tanvenom teaches that, like, that futility is not a reason to throw away life. That embracing that futility is part of embracing our existence.
So when you opened the book, was this the iBook or the Time book?
This is the unmarked book.
Oh, okay.
Shall we move on to book number 2?
Yes, I'm going to go for the I book next.
Okay. The iBook. This is the manifesto of a group called the Veil.
That's the monastery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that is the monastery. And as you kind of peruse their manifesto, it seems rather mundane. It's a lot of exploration of the reasons and purposes of our existence, a pursuit of knowledge to unlock the secrets of the universe. Nothing about the details of what they have determined or found, but just that they have set themselves up to pursue this knowledge. Almost like they have put together a group of scholars.
It's pretty boring.
It's a very dry
Really?
text.
That's right up your alley, dude. This is like Ren's shit.
Technically, I'm a scholar, but I'm more of a physician. I feel like is what it is.
Okay.
Like if you give me a book on like biology, he'd be like, yes, every single day.
But like philosophy, he's like, yawn.
Give me some hands-on experience.
Yeah. Shall we do circle book next?
Yeah, let's look at the circle book. Are we all like sitting in a circle, like
Yeah.
putting the book on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you probably called us over.
Yeah.
You're like, I found.
These look
Look at these
important.
books.
Yeah,
You're like, yeah, like a teacher giving a.
I know. I feel like Marky was just like over. She's like, there are so many books here. I like don't even know where to begin. And you're like, I found
Here
the
is
most.
a list of members of the Veil.
Ooh.
This is their senior quote.
Oh no.
Jimmy signed at the corner of this page.
Wow.
Hags.
Never change. You won't ever change because we're in a constant time loop.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing ever changes.
So,
All right. Time book.
time book. You see the third book with the circle and the arrows and all the lovely things on it that are very much making you think of time and the loop that you're currently in. However, when you open it, you start to peruse it, and there's no reference of a time loop or temporal anomaly or any of these other things that you've heard Alice mention or seen Alice mention. But instead, you start reading about something called the cycle and the Titans. In particular, you start to read some names. The Dreamer, the Corruptor, the Devourer, the Director, the Assimilator, Alpha and Omega, the Infinite, the Void, and it details the story of the cycle. A game of the gods. Round after round of slumber and awakening. Each time, a draw.
Is it described as like so the gods are playing games? And it's like, or is it like they're like beating the shit out of each other?
Give me some sort of related intelligence check.
I'm good at that. I'll just do investigation.
Do you have like an insight?
Insight
Probably is. more
is
appropriate.
wisdom, but that's a 4 then. I rolled
Yeah,
a
insight's
4.
probably more appropriate. A 4. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, you see reference to the game, but you're not quite sure if that is what's being referenced in the book or if that's something else that's not being detailed.
Gotcha. Some kind of competition.
To the gods, our lives are a game. So
Yeah,
you can't really take them at face value when they talk about games.
that's true. Well, that was riveting.
Yeah, I really thought that was going to be about time loops, to be honest.
Yeah.
On the portraits that you marked out, Marky, what's the last year on the plaque?
The last year that you can see on a plaque is 1452.
April 12th, 1465.
Can I go?
That's today, right?
Yeah, that's,
that's
today.
today.
Can I go to the card catalog and the section that had reference on the years? What's the last range of years in there?
There is a book. The last one has a range of 1449 dash with no end date.
Perfect. So that really does not clear up if we're in the future or the past.
What? Are we in the past?
Thought we were in
Wait,
the
have you
present.
guys thought we were in the future or the past this whole time?
I couldn't tell. Because you said that the castle had been populated whenever we were in town, right?
Oh, right, yeah. So if it's all unpopulated.
It's either like a weird past timeline or we're in the future.
But how do we know? Like, you said you've never been to the castle, right?
Right. But some of my friends work there.
Oh.
And Alice's journal said that she talked to the guards there and they wouldn't let her in.
Oh, right.
And that was at least in 57. And you said it's 1452? It was on the portrait plaque.
Correct, yeah.
Do we recognize any of the people in these portraits? I'm gonna patrol through. I have a feeling that I'm gonna recognize somebody.
Who could it be?
I don't know.
Huh. You start reading through the names on the plaque underneath each portrait.
Oh, good.
So they're each dated with a various year. And you're going through the names until you come across Edmund Haj.
Oh, a Haj.
That's the guy
And
I'm
then
looking
next
for.
to Edmund's name,
Oh, great.
Clarissa Haj. And you keep reading, and several names down, you see Gladys Calderos.
That's her.
Time Witch.
So these are all in the same portrait. These three people.
As well as Vladlin Perdue
Mm-hmm.
and Victor Valerian.
Okay.
Vladlin Perdue.
He was the person that was the contact for Alice initially.
Oh, right. Wow. So everybody's all here as a team.
What is the year on this particular portrait?
This is 1448.
Okay.
And are they these same people in the following portraits? What's the last portrait that these specific people appear in?
So you start comparing portraits.
Yeah, I don't know these people, but they've got distinctive appearances.
Can everybody give me perception checks? Or investigate. Let's do investigation. Sorry.
I rolled another 4.
14.
14.
7.
So that's an 11.
Okay. So it's taking some time, but you start kind of following these names and portraits. Is there anyone in particular that you are looking for, Ren and Salvador?
Wesley at this point.
Gladys.
Okay. Gladys is pretty easy to follow. Gladys is in every single portrait.
Time Witch.
Time went. Doesn't age. She looks the same.
Live forever. Nobody thought that was suspicious?
There is no Wesley,
Who's Wesley?
but you do follow Edmund
Oh.
and
I thought it was
Clarissa Haj.
Edmund. Oh, never mind.
You find that they are in portraits going back to 1447 and ending in 1452. They go back, the portraits go back further,
So it's only 5 years.
but end in 1452.
Is there any description on what this group is? Do they look like they're in like scholarly?
Well,
You might have said they were
were wearing
scholars.
Victorian sort of
okay.
elaborate clothing. I might think that they are like part of the nobility or something.
Were there any other Hajes besides the two of them?
No.
Okay.
No other Hajas have come up. You also notice that Victor Valerian is in portraits going back to 1421 and ending in 1452. And Vladlin is in portraits from 1419 to 1448, but not the final portraits.
So the entire range of portraits is 1419 to 1452.
Yes. And it's quite small group in 1419.
Okay. So I'm wondering, like Vladlin and Valerian had some bond that connected them to the Veil, and Vladlin was here first. So it seems to mean that Valerian was brought into power after Vladlin was already part of the nobility here. And he died before... Or no, Vladlin left. Vladlin's not in the paintings whenever Valerian's in the paintings at the very end. And Vladlin... Oh, because he was teaching at Harrow. He was a professor, so he must have left town. Because he was contacting Alice in 1457 and 56.
Well, so like these people just lived their lives and like came in and out and did stuff. I don't know. I've seen a bunch of people in paintings before. What do we think is like? Is there something fucked up going on here?
I mean,
besides like
Gladys not aging.
gestures.
Everything going on, yeah.
But like we knew Gladys was a time witch already, right?
right.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think it's a coincidence that everyone that we know that's connected to that group, so Desmond and Wesley, and
I don't know anybody.
right, but you got that. I'm not sure who passed on that.
But yeah, I found it in my hat.
Found it in your hat.
From a discerning enjoyer of my performances, no doubt.
But the non-random encounters of the eye symbol, so on the amulets that you have and the amulets that I know Wesley had, are all connected to this group, which is the Veil.
The Veil.
So they were all part of whatever that is.
So we go to the Veil.
Yeah.
Where's that?
It's near
right.
Harrow. It's in Harrow.
The monastery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels right.
Yeah.
Are you ready to leave the city?
I don't know if I can.
That's fair. You did leave the city, though.
But everybody I know and all of my friends and all of my family are still back there reliving the same day over and over again. I can't leave them like that. Without my songs to cheer them up. Without my stories to make them happy and glad.
Well, they'll remember them.
But what
they?
happens if you break the day?
Well, I can't imagine that every repetitious day is exactly the same. It obviously isn't, because we showed up and
True, and
rocked
nothing
that
bad
boat.
happened. Wait, actually, lots of bad things happened. I'm living it
actually
right now.
This is all material for future songs.
Yeah, you're right. But I just don't know if I can journey away and feel good in my tummy about leaving everybody behind.
Well, let's do some more digging and see if we can figure out ways to break this loop, maybe? This seems to be the origin point, I would
That's
say.
true. All these people
This
who are a
group.
lot smarter than me seem to have done a lot of research. And that Gladys lady, if I ever see her, it's on site. I have a feeling she's the one who's causing these problems. And if she's not dying, that means she's still around, which means I can kick her ass.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Salvador,
Yes.
as this conversation is going on, in the portrait of 1447, you notice something. The members have all been wearing these amulets in previous paintings. The eye with the triple lines. However, in 1447, you notice Victor Valerian and Clarissa Hodge are wearing a different pendant. A spiral with 4 arrows pointing outwards.
This bears a resemblance to something that I've seen before, I believe,
Yes.
in the Wizard's Tower?
On the beach.
On the beach. Oh, this was the cultist's pendant. Okay. Back whenever I was first shipping off to the war, our boat got attacked, and there's this giant squid that came up, and these guys had a similar symbol on their accoutrement.
So this is like a squid cult?
Yes, it is like a squiggle.
A squid cult.
Oh, a squiggle, yeah. It's a
Squid cult!
squinkle?
A cult of squids.
Oh, squid
Squid cult!
Sorry.
Squid cult!
Sorry.
Squid cult!
A squiggle. Squiggle?
Like a squiddle?
It's both.
Like a
It's some sort of corrupted, because I originally thought it was for Tan Venom, which is a spiral, but this must be a subsect with adding these 4 lines. But yeah. Well, that's odd. So it was Valerian and one of the Hodges.
Mm-hmm.
And we found books with the other symbols on them. Are there books with this symbol on it anywhere in the library that we've seen?
Not that you've seen yet.
Okay.
But as you're thinking about these amulets and these symbols, you notice a new change
A new change.
A
in
change?
the paintings.
The paintings change?
No.
I don't know. That was my thought too. I was like, oh, they're like morphing in a weird way.
In 1449, you notice a significant drop in membership. And all of the amulets have shifted yet again. An eyeball with a spiral in the middle of it, with 4 arrows pointing out. A line is drawn down to a strange oblong shape. And this symbol does match something that you've seen in the card catalog.
Oh, they have pictures as well?
There was this symbol drawn to that final ledger.
Oh, the one I haven't picked up yet.
Oh.
Wait, the date that ended, that didn't end?
Correct.
Oh, the book 1449 to X. Okay.
So this is like their last iteration of...
Yeah, well, you can tell because the symbol's getting more complicated.
Yeah.
They're probably having internal arguments.
Oh, that
That's
looks
the
like a
eye
mouse.
and the swirl with the arrows.
Looks like a face. Like a cyclops.
Oh, it does look like
Oh.
lips a little bit. Maybe one of
Yeah.
the titans is a cyclops.
They worship a time cyclops. That summons squids.
We're never going to be able to kill a time cyclops.
That can summon the Kraken.
It is a cycle because it has a circle in it, like a cycle in the eye.
A cyclops.
Gotcha. So it's a time witch cyclops
With a squid cult.
with the squid cult.
This cult needs to get their heads on straight. I'm just saying their branding is all over
Stick
the
with a
place.
theme.
You're
Yeah.
getting too complicated.
Okay, well, let's check out the book that has no end date, shall
That
we?
never ends.
This is
Goes
the
on
book
and on, my
that
friends.
Yes.
It's pretty easy to find.
Oh.
You find this ledger. It's dated. Everything is in numerical order in the reference section.
So it's from 1449. It's labeled Silence. There are the Hodges. Oh, it's a group. So the group that was proposed by, I'm guessing, Wesley's mother, Clarissa. There are several... Oh, Midge. She's the queen, or she's the mother of the king of Everfear. Or that might be a different Midge. There's a bunch of people. Camille Saint-Saëns. Oh, wow. He's a really great composer.
What?
In real life.
The two of you are listening to Salvador just like ramble about things he's reading in the book.
Oh, sorry, I
know.
should be reading this out.
I feel like I leaned over and be like, I thought I knew a lot of things.
Marky is about to start stomping her feet.
You're like jumping up to... so it's a ledger book from a group called Silence. The first entry reads, February 24th, 1449, first convention of the group, The Silence, as proposed by Clarissa Hodge. Attendees include Vadriel Claverton, Mince Midge, Mabel Tint, Vince Lightfoot, Garl Gurick, Tuck Dunder, Camille Saint-Saëns, the composer, Valerie Vree, Lily Water Drips in the Light, Garrick Vole, Heather Salud, and Katerina Katernis. And the topics of discussion were a debrief following the events of the schism, which I think there's the separation. There's like a separation in the Veil between like good Veil monks and bad Veil monks.
And it makes sense that they would be called the Silence because that looks like a mouth with the line over it.
Vladlin Perdue and Gladys Calderas attempted to perform a coup today. Okay. Citing discrepancies in ideology and direction, unfortunately, they escaped our countermeasures, and we are to believe they have fled to Vladlin's elusive base, suspected to exist somewhere in Harlow. Several members gave themselves to the cause today to ensure our success. We memorialize Fervor, Windfall, and Corinne Eberlin. As such, we gather today, united under a new name, demonstrating our fortuity in our faith and for the cause. The silence shall fall. And there's another entry that reads, We've located the original Cataclysm site to the heart of the corrupted woods. The expedition begins in 3 months' time. Our resources will be redirected to preparation for the trip.
So, what I got from all that was that Vladlin and Gladys, Calderos,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They
tried
bailed.
to overthrow the group
And then escaped.
and then escaped to, I imagine, the monastery near Harrow or what's it called?
Yeah,
Harrow.
the
Harrow.
Veil.
Which might be where, if Gladys is still alive,
That's where she would be.
which she's a time witch, so she probably
Yeah.
is, she'd probably be there.
Do you think being a time witch is inherited genetically? Because you're not looking for Gladys.
No. Well, I was trying to find somebody to break the news that Desmond is some I don't know if he's alive or not or missing, but to at least let him know and to deposit this coin like he asked me to.
Okay. And then Vladlin is who Alice was talking with.
Yeah.
So it's weird that Vladlin directed Alice to come here when this was not his zone anymore.
Well, I think she found that out at the monastery because she went there for like a year or like 6 months. And then she's like, oh, I found this weird connection between Vladlin and Valerian. I got to go check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Alice's journal does reference that Valerian was kept from her while at the monastery.
Oh, okay.
That they did not speak about Valerian and that she found it on her own.
Gotcha.
Oh. They try to be hush-hush about
There was
who they
also
were.
reference to her being aware of Gladys while at the monastery.
And Victor Valerian only shows up after the coup attempt, in the paintings at least.
So he was like a replacement.
Victor Valerian, no, 1421 to 1452.
Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, sorry. I was reading that as a different... Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Victor's pretty much in everything
Gotcha.
except for like the really early days. Anything else in the library that you'd like to look at? There's all sorts of things.
You said there are like items in the cases rather than books?
Oh, yeah, I want to...
Yeah, there are some like fun little items. Lots of like really extravagant, like gold and silver and jeweled things. Kind of related to the library in some fashion. So you see like a magnifying glass, a very thin sheet of metal that has some intricate etchings on it. It's long and thin. It's a bookmark.
Oh.
Is it holographic?
It's holographic.
Does it change when you turn it?
Yeah.
There's like a couple other just like artifacts with like placards that are like something about a historical thing that it is. Like, this is the brush from like great grandma Valerian.
I would
And
like...
stuff like that.
I'd like to open them all up.
Okay.
Assuming I'll unlock all of them.
Yes.
And just peruse them like magic. Do you do fun things when I wave you around?
Just checking.
Just checking.
Give me an Arcana roll.
Oh, great. I'm great at that. Oh, that is intelligence. I'm
Can I help
actually
you
okay
out?
at
Can I
that.
help him out with that?
Yeah.
As in, should I roll with advantage or do both roll?
Roll with advantage.
Just you like hovering.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that one looks...
That is a
Helicopter Salvador.
14.
A 14. They're all inert. Nothing magical about them that you can sense.
I might pocket
Just
some of the more
like really
gold-plated ones.
nice and fancy, expensive shit.
While they are ransacking the library for goods, can Marky scramble up the card catalog? And I would imagine there are like some epic poets or storytellers that she is aware of that have like informed her work, and she would like to use her little claws to finger through the card catalog and see if she can find any like copies of their books here, maybe, because that's not something that she has access to in her regular life, and she's very excited about potentially getting to read their works instead of just hearing them told secondhand by somebody who's probably kind of drunk and doesn't really remember them.
Some signed originals.
Yeah, exactly.
First edition.
I mean, that's really easy to find.
It's a good day for
everything's, like,
Marky.
As long as like you know their names, you can pretty much find them. A couple of them you might need to know their works, like the name of the title of the work. So give me a history check.
Alrighty. That is a 12. Are you would you like to... No, you're busy.
What? No, what?
No, it's fine. You're busy. You're
No, I
stealing
can
things.
put this down. No, I've already stolen the things I want.
No, it's okay. I see you're busy. I just thought you were like a smart guy and maybe you could help me out with my brain.
Sure, I can do that. What do you need?
I'm trying to find these authors, and she like lists. They tell stories. There's one about it's like a big deer, and it's got 14 legs, and it's so long.
14.
You look under D for deer.
But it's a good deer. It's on the hero.
Good
It's the,
G.
and then there's another one, and it's by some guy named Ortrude, and it's a story. I don't remember how most of it goes, but the part that I heard, it was like a really big party, but half of the people were on the ceiling and half of the people were on the floor, and they didn't know about the other people, and so they were both having their own parties separately.
Oh, okay.
But then at the end, like, they meet each other, and of course there's like a love story.
Oh, it's like so I'd say Romeo and Juliet.
Two parties, both like in litness.
And Marky goes on and continues to try to like explain.
I mean, yeah. Can I like rummage through and see if I
you
can find?
You can assist Marky.
Do I get to make the roll with advantage then?
So yeah, make the roll with advantage.
Exactly the same! 12.
Okay. So, I mean, you find one or two of these right away, and then you like continue to kind of sift through, and you find a couple others. So you do find like 4 or 5 of these collections, and you're able to then locate them within the library as well. It's a very well organized library.
Not after we're done with it.
And I imagine that we're going to spend like a significant amount of time here. Like we boarded it up. We're like safe enough, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, how long has it been since we like started our day in like not Valerian hours, in like real time?
In fake time.
I've been awake hours.
Good idea, or a good question.
Like how exhausted are we?
Yeah,
physically?
true.
I mean, you've had quite a long day.
We did navigate through that whole like underground
you've
thing.
been ever since you were at the cottage, which was actually partway through your physical day, because you also were at the tavern at noon,
Right. And then went to go
and then went to the
housing place.
the housing place, and then you went to the cottage, and then you went through a dungeon, and then you've been fighting shit in the castle.
Vomit ghost.
It's been a long
Vomit zombie.
day. Like, you're definitely probably gonna want to sleep in the library. Like,
Yeah.
you're getting to
Okay, yeah.
that stage.
I mean, it seems safe enough, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we find like a corner where we can have our backs to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to read myself to sleep with my big stories.
As you
what's
were
that?
helping Marky look for these books, you noticed some letters, some envelopes sitting on a lectern with the name Vladlin written on them.
I pick him up and I wave him over.
Oh.
We got
Whoa.
a. Here, I'll pass one letter to. Somebody grab it, please. Oh, okay. I'll both here. I pass both letters
We both
away.
grab letters.
Like a,
Ren doesn't get to read either of them.
And a third drops down.
Oh, 3 letters. Good.
Not in an envelope, just a loose piece of paper with some scribbling and scratched out sections.
Mine has a date. Should we read them in chronological order?
Yeah. I also have a date.
48.
I have 48, February 12th, 48.
I got January 28th.
I have 52, so it's you guys.
Okay. So this seems like a juicy one.
Oh, all right. Marky sits down and makes herself comfortable.
We're in a library. I got to write a lot of lore for this.
So it's on January 28th, 1448, which I guess would put it near before the cult, or before the coup occurred. My dear, or it says, Vladlin, my dear, I wish I was sitting in the sun this afternoon just thinking about how much you have changed me and my life. It is a brighter world ever since we began deliberating on the veil together, one which may have many regrets, choices that were made out of ignorance and desperation, but nonetheless bliss. I know you've work to do in Harrow, but my greatest regret is not coming with you. I feel increasingly lost in this place, as if I no longer belong. I wish for you to return soon to me. With love, Gladys Calderos.
Was that your Gladys voice?
Yeah, I didn't...
You're so soft and
Airy, yeah. I don't know.
It was good.
we're gonna meet Gladys. She'd be like, "Hey,
Watch
I'm
out.
Gladys."
No, let's see. I'll try
What are you
replicate it.
doing here?
So I would have February 12th, 1448. Vladlin, For once you return to Valeria, it should be noted that Victor and Clarissa have become increasingly more cavalier with their final judgment nonsense, and I fear we are seeing our members flock to said supremacist concepts. What they have come to determine, I must regretfully say, has been encouraged by my earlier transgressions. While you have shown me since the importance of the experience, one and all, they have become vocal that they have found supposedly enlightened purpose, a purpose which now frightens me. Their value of life has been gratefully diminished, and I believe that to be entirely dangerous. I still believe their minds to be brilliant and capable of furthering our understanding of the veil, but we may very well be turning down a dark path yet again. My dear, I worry and maybe selfishly wish you would come home sooner. With love, Gladys Calderos.
They were in love.
They were in love! Wait, when they...
And she put a time spell on the city.
Yeah, that's...
You'll never leave.
So, in the house purchasing records, when it says Gladys and who purchased a house?
There are multiple Calderas.
Caldera.
So there's Veritable, Aldwin, Vivian, Gladys, and Veritable. Or I said Veritable already.
And of course, you taped all of these pieces of handouts together so they would
in
be in
order.
order.
I'll have to do that with the diary entries too.
Salvador is our records keeper.
Yeah.
So, was Gladys had a partner, Veritable, but was also in love with Vladlin? Or is Veritable and Vladlin the same person?
Or Veritable could have died. I mean, that was over 100 years ago.
Oh, that's right. Gladys is a time witch. Of course she has multiple lovers over the entire span of centuries.
So the last date that we would have had from these is like 1355 or 1365. So yeah, she
From the records.
So yeah,
My brain is not good at time. It comes from living and growing up in a time loop my whole life. Okay, your turn, Ren.
Yes. So the note that I found.
Don't forget to do your Gladys voice.
Oh, it's not Gladys. So
Oh,
It's Victor. It's from Victor.
okay. Oh, but he
Yeah.
never sent it.
And it very much looks like it was never sent. Potentially, this could have been like an original attempt at writing the letter, but then corrections were made.
Yeah.
Or he was cooed out before anything
Or
could
cooed
happen.
out.
It
Cooed
is.
out.
It is.
Shoot out. Dude.
It is to Clarissa. So December 12th, 1452. Clarissa. I finished the preparation for the axiom, whatever that is. Have you finalized your decision on who to bring into the fold? I am steadfast in my belief that the price is worth the knowledge we will gain. Gather at midnight. Victor.
That's so ominous.
And what's the axiom? That's the new AXIOM. Axiom.
Axiom is like a phrase, or it's like a credo, I think.
A lot of
Or maybe
proper nouns.
Yeah, they love to capitalize things. There's an axiom. Axiom's like it's a phrase, but I can't tell if
It's
I'm
like a rule or law.
Yeah, because it's a math term.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like an immutable fact. Yeah. So you also find a little photo
Yeah.
in this stack of papers.
Yeah, it's there's a woman. They're wearing an intricate lacy blouse and an embroidered frock with thin-rimmed glasses. She is in front of what looks like a ceremonial magic circle with lots of candles and mirrors facing in. Oh, and on the back it says Gladys Calderos. So we know who this is now. February 8th, 1444. Today, Gladys performs the temporal lock ritual, and from the look of it, she was successful. We must keep our secrets hidden from the world. She did it. Confirmed.
Gladys!
Temporal lock ritual.
Darn you.
I want to find a temporal key and do a temporal unlock ritual. Please.
I would like to thieves'
Look
tools
for
the
key.
temporal lock.
I would like to roll a sleight of hand check on the temporal lock.
What are
My hand.
what is it embroidered with? Is it like a floral design?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's floral. They're little roses.
I can't tell. Oh,
Roses.
because of the roses in front of the. Okay. Because I'm thinking back to the wizard on the tarot card.
What was on the tarot card wizard?
Oh, it was just a wizard in a floral silk. So I'm wondering if she's obviously tied up. She's obviously involved in this whole
Prophecy.
prophecy magic and all that. Yeah. Okay. Well, can we go back to the card catalog? Is there anything around temporal or time in the card catalog?
Time lock, temporal lock, yeah.
You go back to the card catalog and you look for anything about time lock, temporal. Nothing actually about magic is in this library, you start to notice.
They probably have
Lots of history.
a different secret library for their magic stuff.
Lots of history, arts, poetry, and then the reference section, which is all about the organization.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Should we read the entire reference section?
I mean, I feel like if we're gonna hunker down on long rest here, we could probably spend some time just perusing, like looking at titles of books and just seeing like if things catch our eye. Make it more casual. We don't actually have to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Well, all the titles of books are just dates in the
Oh, that's
reference
true.
section. So it's like, nothing's going to catch our eye per se.
Right. Let's actually look at books on the
We have to
bookshelf.
look at books.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, let's start at the beginning.
Very good place to start.
You do notice that it is dark outside.
Oh.
Well, wasn't it nighttime whenever
But-
we were fighting?
All of the torches are lit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not tired because we did take a short rest pretty recently, but I am going to need a nap. And I do really want to read my special book.
Sure.
Also, I find it much more interesting than learning about these psychopaths who trap me and everyone that I love in an infinite cycle.
What?
Escapism, yeah.
Do you want to set up camp then? Or camp?
Yeah.
Set up our bedrolls?
Mm-hmm.
In a little alcove, like one of those reading nooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a cute little reading nook. Several, actually, in the
Oh,
library.
this is so great. Let's
I
pile all of our bedrolls up and we can all sleep in a big cozy pile.
Sure.
Yay!
I'll
This is
think
the
about it.
happiest Marky has been in hours.
It's been a very long, dry, somewhat terrifying, dangerous day.
Yeah, honestly, I would love some downtime to
Yeah.
not have to think about any of this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Want me to tell you guys a story while we fall asleep?
Please.
About the 14-legged deer?
Yes.
The long
Please do.
14-legged deer?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. And so I have, I just can do good rests. Oh, wait, that's a short rest. But I tell everybody like a nice bedtime story from this book that has nothing to do with anything that we've been dealing with. And it's just a fun story about this 14-legged deer and its adventures. And we do a long rest.
You need a long rest.
long
Anything
rest?
else that you'll need to do before passing out for the eve?
Go ahead.
Oh, no. I wasn't going to say anything. I was just inhaling.
Ren is gonna like saddle up next to Marky, probably when Sal is like, I don't know, off looking at a book or something.
Yeah.
And be like, can I ask you a favor?
Yeah, what's up?
So he pulls out his leather journal and like rummages through it and pulls out, I made handouts.
Whoa.
He pulls out a handful of slips of paper and hands them to Marky. So Wesley when we were on different missions in the war, he would write me poems and such.
Oh my gosh.
And his last set of poems before he died, he wrote in little parts, but gave them to me in the wrong order. And it's incomplete, I'm pretty sure. And I've been racking my brain for years now how to finish it, and I just can't put it together. So if you could help me,
I would
appreciate
be
it.
beyond honored to finish this. Marky is like tearing up, crying.
And Ren is like fiddling with like the corner of the pages in his like, as in like not looking at you at all, just being like, if you could, I would.
Oh my gosh,
I
Marky
would really
grabs your hands in
appreciate
her hands and looks into your eyes so
okay.
earnestly and is like, there is no privilege greater that you could bestow unto me than allowing me to tell the story of your love. I would be honored.
Great. Okay. He's gonna pull his hands away and be like, thank you.
Oh boy, yeah, she sits right down and starts like putting them in different orders and like trying out different like.
So I'm pretty sure I know one of them. There are two that fit together really nicely. So if we want to.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Do we want to read them? Do you want to read them? I could read some of them.
Tell me the ones that you think go in order first.
Well, I've got this one is Then Break My Heart, Oh Fair Young Thing. I'm pretty sure is right before that last one.
Oh, because he was a rhyming type.
He was a rhyming type, yeah.
Well, not the way I would have composed it, but that's just fine.
Yeah, you know, he wasn't a professional like you.
Well, yeah, all right. All right, so we've got In the Wind, I Hear You Call My Name. That's a lovely sentiment. May the wind and grass guide you back to my arms. Sweet. Arky is making very earnest eye contact with you as she reads all of these.
Ren is not joining in that eye contact.
On rolling blades of grass, I feel your hand in mine. Okay, grass guy. He was a grass guy. Then break my heart, oh fair young thing, now that it's learned to dance and sing.
And I'm pretty sure those two go together.
And those two go together,
That
you're pretty
makes
sure.
sense.
Okay, we'll keep them
They rhyme,
together.
it feels right. You know?
Yeah. That's kind of sad, though, at the ending. Did you break his heart?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's dead, so.
Oh, well, of a broken heart?
I don't know. It was pretty sure it was knives. I'm pretty sure that's what.
Yeah. Well, I would be so honored. I can't give you something off of the dome, of course, because something of this sensitivity requires a great deal of thought and consideration. But I would
if
love
you could
to
just
help.
think about it. I've literally tried to write so many different lines, and none of them work. Not the creative type.
Very
Okay.
right brain, yeah.
Well, I'm here for you, and you helped me find my books, and now I'll help you finish your poem.
Oh, wow.
Are we best friends?
Yes. I have a few, just so we're clear. So like
Your cat.
a cat, Twilight.
Who's still
I've got a
hanging
friend-
out there.
I've got a friend back home. She's pretty cool.
Oh,
But you're like up there. You're like up with them.
okay, great. Yeah, great. I'll take that.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Thanks.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
I'll hold on to these and then.
Yeah, I mean, I'll write them down here.
yeah.
I write them. I use my various equipment that I have.
You have writing equipment.
I have a bottle
You're
of
also in
ink,
a
an ink
library.
pan.
If anything, I'll tear out a
There
piece.
are
Of
things.
Yeah. So yeah, I copy them down and then give the originals back to you. Of course, because these are your treasures. There you go.
Thank you. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go to bed now.
Okay.
He like awkwardly scurries off to his cot or whatever.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Bye.
Sal's going to be, while they're having their little bonding session over poetry, Sal's going to be walking.
Sorry, Sal.
Oh, he's busy.
It's personal.
He's studying the portraits to sort of see, just walk down the road, back and down, forth again. Because I imagine it might be easier to have pictures to show of who we're looking for if they don't know these people's names. So
True. We've got a photo of Gladys.
yeah,
So are you like making copies, like sketching copies? or
yeah.
something?
I'll be sketching copies of the heavy hitters, Victor and Vladlin and so.
All right.
Are they listed in order, like underneath the plaque?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
who's
Just
up?
like if you were to open a yearbook. Yeah.
They're on the bleachers. They have the little class of 1442.
They are standing on wooden bleachers, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you make some sketches before you doze off for the evening. And as you all settle in for the night, the sounds of the castle start to creep in all around you. Remember, this place haunted as shit.
It's so haunted. And stuff can go through walls.
You hear random wails throughout the night, rattling of chains and random objects throughout the castle crash into the ground, slam, or break.
Luckily, Twilight purrs very loudly. So it's like a little radiator going.
But nothing disturbs your sleep, and you get a long rest.
Congratulations!
Not
I literally
even.
don't get anything back from a long rest.
We didn't get the wet ghost at all.
I know.
No echoes.
No wet ghost. Whatever happened to that wet ghost? I felt like that guy was on our side
No
for
sopping
sure.
spirit.
I know.
Puddly poltergeist.
Oh, I like that one.
Salvador, you fall asleep with a lot on your mind. All the names and dates just pass through your head over and over and over as you try to make sense of all of it. And as you have a rather fitful night, just consistently rocked by the events of the day, begin to have a particularly lucid dream. A flurry of colors and speckles and sparkles swirl about your mind. And you look down at your hands, you look down at your feet, and you see that you're floating in this ethereal space as you begin to have random thoughts, and they start to manifest in front of you. What's on your mind?
Salvador's thinking, oh, well, geez, this is a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be, involved in trying to break this news. But now that we're figuring out that there's some sort of philosophical cults and time loops, and I don't know, it just seems a lot more complicated than I originally thought.
As you're having these thoughts, you start to see their faces, the people from the portraits, start to form out of these ethereal clouds, just kind of standing off to your right. Then you see swirls of clouds turning over on itself to your left as images of clocks start to surround you.
No, Gladys. Can I see Gladys in the crowd?
You do see Gladys's face, and as you think of her name, her face becomes more vivid. Her body forms, and you can see the intricate details of her dress.
Gladys, what is the meaning of why you've called us to be here? Or at least, what's the meaning of Desmond sending me here?
No, Salvador. This isn't Gladys. This is only a manifestation of your dreams.
Gosh dang it.
But someone is here. I've been watching you, Salvador. I've been watching you a long time. Since before you even were Salvador.
Not sure I understand how, but...
Before you were a thought.
I don't believe we've met before.
Oh, Salvador, you've always known me. I've always been here. No need for introductions. You seem confused.
That would be an understatement, I'd say. Why have me and my newly found friends? Why are we here?
The answer to that is quite inconsequential. You could be here, you could be elsewhere, and it really wouldn't matter. There is no reason for you being here. You didn't need to, and you never will be.
And these townsfolk in the town of Valerian, why do they remain in this time loop? Why was a time loop made?
Salvador, why are you so concerned with inconsequential things?
Because I'm unclear on what is consequential.
Why are you trying so hard to figure something out when there's other things for you?
Well, if you have a list that I can peruse, that might illuminate on what exactly the hell I'm supposed to do.
Have you ever wondered why your life makes so little sense?
Occasionally.
Why you continue to find yourself in such nonsensical predicaments? People coming and going as if warping through a portal, places manifesting all around you with no logic, rhyme, or reason.
Well, based off of that creepy-looking book that we found, I'm sure it's related to being playthings like leaves in the wind.
Oh, no, Salvador. I do not see you as a plaything. Merely as a partner.
Well, as a partner, we shouldn't have any further secrets from each other.
No, we shall not. And I don't believe I have kept any secrets from you. It's just a matter of what you're able to comprehend. I must temper you.
Well, I'm all ears because I feel like we're gonna need some guidance on how to fix all this.
I think you're ready for the next step.
And my friends, what do you think about them?
They are your friends, so you say?
Don't say inconsequential.
Oh, but Salvador, they are inconsequential. But I'm not going to take that from you. You can keep your friends. I have no ill will, Salvador. I don't know why you have such a wall up around you. But one day you may learn to trust me. Plus, I have a gift for you.
Salvador, is this voice coming from... It's just like all around.
It's all around
Okay.
you.
And I'm still monitoring the crowd of faces. Okay.
Mhm.
But I'm listening to them.
Yeah, and well, so as you've been having this conversation, the sound originally felt like it was coming from Gladys, but then continued to just kind of envelop you.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned your friends, they too manifest out of these clouds.
I see.
And little bits of the conversation start to manifest as well. The words start to kind of just scribble across the screen. And as the voice mentions a gift, you see a rose appear before you.
Mm-hmm.
A little bud, and it blooms, blossoms, and begins to just circle your head.
It's a nice variety. I think I've seen it before.
You're welcome.
Can I pull it out of the air?
You go to reach for it, and you try to grasp at it, and it continues to just spin, dodging your hand. Let's circle back. This gift is in good faith, but I need to remind you, Salvador, there is greatness within you. Call upon it. Know who you are. And with that, your dream begins to fade. And you fall into a restful slumber. Marky, you drift asleep with the thoughts of your new poems, of the task from Ren, and all of the weird nagging thoughts of strange shit happening around you, including the one of existential dread that you've been stuck in a time loop for 17 years and everyone you love and know is stuck in it with you, and that's a really terrifying thought. But let's think of these poems. Yeah,
It's a big one. I'm compartmentalizing.
So you drift off to sleep, and you're pretty good at sleeping. Everything kind of fades away. You let the world just drift away until you start to hear a voice. Very faint at first. Do you remember me? Do you remember me? Do you remember me? Do you remember who you are?
I don't remember you. I'm Marky. Oh, no, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This is not a good dream.
Marky. It's been forever. So long I've been trapped here. I see you.
I think we could probably come to a solution to this issue that's acceptable for both of us, but do you have a
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I frighten you?
Yeah,
I didn't
you're
mean to
freaking
frighten
me
you.
out, man. I'm sorry.
It's just been so long since I've had anyone to talk to.
Oh, well, hey, yeah, I get that. Where do I know you from? I'm so sorry. I think I've forgotten.
Everyone forgets me.
Oh. Well, maybe you should have, like, a signature look. You could have, like, an accessory or something.
Oh, look. What do I look like? Do I look like anything? I don't remember.
Am I just seeing, like, blackness right now, or is
Yes,
there, like...
it's just completely pitch black. All that there is just the voice.
Okay.
Marky,
Yes.
do I look like anything? Can you see me?
No, not currently.
Oh, no. I must find myself again. This always happens. I'm always forgotten. They always leave me. You won't leave me, Marky, will you? Please don't leave me.
I don't even know who you are.
Oh, no. I don't know who I am either.
Oh.
Oh, no. Has it been that long?
Do you live here? In the, castle, or...
There's a castle?
Yeah, that's where... Well, I'm in a castle
I'd
right
love
now.
to live in the castle.
Are you in the
Can
castle?
I live in the castle? Will you live in the castle with me, Marky?
Well, I gotta go home. You can come live with me at home, though, I guess, if you're cool about it.
Oh, yes. I'll be very cool. I'll be so cool. I think I'm cool.
Yeah, well, what are, like, your hobbies?
What are hobbies?
It's like the stuff you do when, if you have some free time and you get up to things. Do you remember what your name is?
I have lots of free time.
Okay, so maybe you need hobbies.
Yes, hobbies. Yes. Let me. Oh, I see you. I see where you are.
Castle? Yeah.
I see the castle. Oh, the castle looks so fun.
Well, to be honest, it hasn't been that great of a time for me, so I don't know if I would recommend it. But you seem maybe like some sort of incorporeal ghostly being, so perhaps it would be right up your alley.
There's so many people here.
In the castle?
Yeah. There's so many. So... Oh, I like this one. I would like to play with this one. Marky, will you play with us? But first... Oh, no. I must find my body.
Oh. Okay, well, where did you last see it? What were you doing with it?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, that's tough. I've been having some memory problems myself lately.
No good. That's not good, Marky.
I know. You know, I feel like I got the wrong impression of you originally. You kind of crept into my mind while I was sleeping with a creepy voice, and it freaked me out a little bit, but it seems like we actually have a lot in common.
That's right, we do. I remember why I'm talking to you.
Oh, great! Care to share?
I've always been with you, Marky.
Oh, Oh, yeah? See, this is kind of the creepy thing that I'm talking about, though. That's like a creepy thing to say.
Body? Oh, it's not. Oh, no. Never mind.
Oh, you thought... You're not going to take my body, are you? Just checking.
I thought that it was mine, but...
My body? You thought my body was your body?
You see, it's very hard to tell when I've been in it for so long.
You're in my body?
Yeah.
What? Okay, that's... I'm going to be honest. That's invasive. You're in my body?
I mean, like...
Are you like a tapeworm?
I'm just...
Because I've had worms before.
Well, there's so many dimensions that you just weren't using. Do you even know they're here?
No, what here?
Your extra dimensions.
No.
You're only taking up 3. Why
Oh.
is that? Did you forget
Kinda
they
just-
existed? Oh, Marky, I can help you as you help me.
Oh, well, sure. I mean, 3 has been pretty good for me so far, but if there are extras, I don't see why not. Might as well check them out a little bit. Is that where you are?
Yes. I am in... Oh, goodness. There's a lot in here. Which ones am I in? 5, 7... D... Elephant... Red... Petrichor...
Oh,
And feather. Yes, I think those are all of them.
gosh. And here I was just in X, Y, and Z, I guess. That's a little joke for you. What do you think about that? Do you remember your name? Is there something I can call you?
Oh, you did read about me earlier.
Oh, I did? I gotta be honest, I've read more today probably than I've ever read in my entire life, so you're gonna have to be more specific than that.
But that's not my name. It says I'm the Forgotten One. Who would say that about me?
Not me, I guess. You're the Forgotten One? Well, that seems like a self-fulfilling sort of name. How about I call you the Remembered One?
I like that very much.
Okay, great. So,
I am remembered now.
and I'll call you Remy for short.
Remy. Oh, I like this. I will hold on to this one.
Okay. Well, so great. So we've got you a name. Next up, we've got to find your body, but you don't know where you left it, and because you are in so many dimensions and I'm only in 3, I'm worried that maybe your body is in a dimension I don't know about. Is that possible? Do you think you could have...
Perhaps,
Actually, can we revisit something? Because you said you're in my body?
Yes. It's quite nice. You have so much room for activities.
Yeah, it's been working pretty well for me in some ways, not so well in others, I guess. Is there... Why have you never talked to me before? If you've always been with me and you live inside my own body, which I'm still a little freaked out about, but I'm putting a pin in it and I'm compartmentalizing.
Is this not before? Or is this after? Time is, yeah. I haven't visited that dimension yet.
Oh, the dimension of time. Well, do you know... Actually, could you visit the dimension of time? Is that something that you're capable of, Rems?
Perhaps. I'd have to remember how,
Oh.
if I ever knew.
Because I'm having some trouble with time, to be honest, and it's going in a circle when it's not supposed to be, and I'm wondering if maybe the way to get out of it is to get into the dimension of time and straighten it out myself.
Oh.
Is that something you could help me
It
with?
doesn't move in a circle.
Usually, it's typically not supposed to, at least on the micro scale, my understanding is.
How fascinating.
Perhaps it's a bigger circle, but like right now it's a smaller circle than it's supposed to be.
Oh,
Does
yes.
that make sense? Because
No,
see, two can play
yes.
at the cryptic game.
It does make sense. I see. I see what you're talking about. Huh. It seems. Let me try something.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure.
What's that in the basement? What is going on down there?
The basement of the castle?
Yes,
Oh, I can't see down there. Can you tell me?
there's some mirrors.
Oh, does it look like a big spell circle?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, well, okay. It's like a circle and a bunch of lines and some mirrors. It sounds like what you're describing. And it's in the basement, you said?
If basement is down and attic is up,
Yeah, that's correct. You remember that.
I do.
That's great. I mean, for a multidimensional being, I feel like I wouldn't. If I had that much going on in my head, I couldn't remember what basements and attics were. Man, I couldn't even remember whether I was ascending or descending stairs.
Is that a joke?
Yeah, sorry, it's a little joke.
Oh.
It's just a little joke. Do you know any jokes? I met a door that loves jokes. Sorry, we're getting off topic though. So there's a spell circle in the basement. You're looking for your body. You're not sure where you left it though. So you're using the dimensions of mine that I'm not using, which, like, as long as you don't do anything terrible with them. I mean, if I'm not using them, it makes me feel a little weird, but I guess I can't really object. And you seem like a decent enough being, right?
I don't know what the quality of decent means, but
Well, you don't seem to have done any. You haven't, like, cursed me in my sleep or anything, right?
why would I do that?
Right, because you're decent. A not decent person or existence might just do it as a hobby. Remember how we talked about hobbies? Some people's hobbies are making other people sad. And that doesn't seem to be your hobby, and so that's why you're a decent thing.
No, why would I do that?
Right, yeah, see, I don't get it either, but the world is full of messed up people.
My hobby seems to be making myself sad.
Oh, Remy! No, 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 no! Oh!
But I found something.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah. It's for you.
It's for me? Does a piece of paper, like, float?
A round, blacker than the black that you've been looking at thing appears in front of you.
Oh, I thought I was in the void, but that's the void.
And you're able to touch it. It's tangible.
Oh, okay.
You had this in the feather dimension.
Oh, so it was mine, but like other me who's busy doing other stuff. Okay, well, what is it?
I don't know.
I touch it. I'm like trying to pick it up, I guess.
You can pick it up, yeah.
Okay,
It's a hole.
great.
It is a hole that has manifested in space and does what a portable hole would do.
Ah, I see. A fine black cloth, soft as silk. Wow. Remy, this is so great. Gosh, I wish I had something to give you. I pat around my pockets. Do I have my pockets in my dream dimension?
You do have your pockets in your dream dimension.
Would you like, do I have the book of epic poetry I fell asleep holding?
You can.
Okay. Well, so obviously I don't want to prescribe you hobbies because I think it's important to find your passions on your own. But this is a really great book of incredible stories that I really enjoy, Remy. And if you've got time to kill while you're wandering around the void searching for your body, I think you should give these a read. And I hold out the book into the void. Can you get that? I'm not exactly sure how this works, to be honest.
As you hold out the book, you see a kind of like blob of blackness just covers it, and you no longer feel it in your hands. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, great. That's really... Well, so we do have a lot in common.
Marky, poetry is my hobby now. This book is my hobby now. I have hobbies.
You do!
Oh. I forgot about the basement.
Oh, the basement. Yeah, sorry. We were in the middle of talking about it. There's mirrors down there and stuff.
Yes.
But you said the castle is full of people.
Yes.
So maybe
These are all true.
You're looking at it at a different time than we're in it now, because where we're in the castle, there's nobody here. Is there any way you can take me to the castle time that you're looking at? Can I visit your version of the castle with you?
Maybe, but not in the current circumstances.
Oh, yeah, I don't know much about circumstances, so you're probably the expert on that.
And on your time loop.
Yeah, my circle that's smaller than a circle's supposed to be.
Ooh, it's quite small. That's not right.
Right, that's
It's
what
much
I'm saying.
bigger usually.
Right, it's supposed to be like a span of decades and centuries and like stuff, and instead it's the span of a single day. Way too small. But it's also not your problem to solve. I mean, I know we just met, or maybe we've always known each other. Either way, you know.
No, but you can solve it.
Oh, yeah? Do you have an insight?
But you'll have to pay the price.
Well, I only have 5 gold.
Not that kind of price.
Oh, do you know what the price is? I can get most things. I'm very resourceful.
There's something in the basement that I would like.
Okay. Well, I'll go look. I'll check in the basement. Well, now I can't promise because I think the basement that you're looking at is at a different time than the basement that I'm in or going to, but I will go check the basement anyway, and maybe it'll still be there.
Yes.
Okay.
When you find it, you'll know what it is.
Okay.
And I would like it very much. And it just so happens to be the price.
Oh, great. Well, that really works out well. And so I pay you the price?
In a way.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
All
sure.
things do eventually make their way to me.
Oh. Including that book, I guess. Well, so yeah, I'll go look in the basement, and then when I find it, do I just go back to sleep again, holding it, and is that how I give it to you? I'm sorry, I'm kind of new to this.
You'll have to pay the price to break the time lock.
Right.
You'll have to perform the ritual, Margie.
Oh, Remy, rituals are a little out of my area of expertise. Will it kind of be self-explanatory?
No.
No. Okay. Can I dial back in and ask you, can I phone a friend, Rems?
You won't need to.
Okay.
You have friends
That's true.
that will help you.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right, I guess. Salvador and Ren are both really smart, and they know a lot about magic, so they'll probably be able to help.
And Margie, there's so much in here.
Oh,
So much for you.
wow, is this all stuff?
Have you forgotten? You must have.
I guess so. I don't remember having any of this stuff.
Well, we'll see what is to come. Will you reverse the lock and become the unknown hero? Or
Unknown
escape
hero? Oh gosh, okay.
and create your name? The choice is yours. Will you be remembered? And with that, the sound drops out into like eerily quiet, utter silence. And the lucidity of your dream fades, and you fall back to sleep. Ren. The faces of Edmund and Clarissa Hodge burn into your mind as you struggle to fall asleep. And so does Lark's. You can hear his voice echoing through your mind. And you just remember how much you miss him. How many days have gone by. And how that's all brought you to this point in time. In this bizarre and haunting castle with more questions than answers. And piecing this all together just nags and nags and nags at your mind as you try to fall asleep. And you don't quite remember when it happened, but at some point you must have. Because the world around you begins to melt. Images of the stacks of books start to droop and drip into puddles on the ground. The sounds of the castles begin to warble and melt into a drum of rumbling noises. And then you begin to hear a voice as the pools of colors collect at your feet.
Oh god. Yes, that's me.
Join us.
It's been years since I've heard this bit. No, I won't.
Join us.
What are you?
We are
You are all things. Excellent.
all becomes us in the end.
No. Absolutely not. No, you can leave now. You can go away. That's perfectly fine. What do you even want? What do you want with me?
We want everything. Join us. No.
Y'all can fuck right off.
You will join us, whether you want to or not.
I would like to politely decline that offer. Try again next week. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes. We're going back to sleep. I'm probably already asleep, but I'm gonna try anyways.
You can't leave what is a part of you.
No.
We will always and have always been part of you, Ren.
But I don't know. But no, thank you. Again, no, thank you. Please go away. Oh, gross. Ugh.
If you insist. But I will leave you with a parting gift.
And no, thank you. Oh, I'm being passed things.
You must pull the parts of yourself that you have forgotten up to the surface.
What? I don't think I forgot. I mean, I guess I've forgotten things since we entered and left the town. I shouldn't be asking you questions. This seems like. But what are you talking about?
Don't you want to protect them? Keep them safe? Do you want what happened to Lark to happen to them?
No, I don't. That's pretty obvious.
You all share a heartbeat. And it falls silent. You sit in darkness for a brief moment longer before the lucidity of the dream fades away and you fall fully asleep. And that is where we will put a pause on today's story. Thank you all for joining us for this hollowed haunt as we plunge into the abyss. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Shadows of Prophecy, and join us next time to find out who becomes of Ren, Salvador, and Marky in the grim, dark basement. I want to give a special thanks to JayCeeAitch and Chris B, our fabulous patrons keeping the candles lit here at Goblin Forge. Your support has meant the world to us, and we are so grateful for your absolute generosity. I would like to thank Scrubcast for some incredible sound mastering, music, and effects. They have been so easy to work with, and I highly recommend checking them out if you're ever in the need of audio editing, especially for their epic music and effects design. I would like to thank Syrinscape for some outstanding atmosphere and music. Make sure to check them out at Syrinscape.com. I use Syrinscape all the time at my game table for our Twitch streams, and it adds that little something special to bring your players and audience into the story. I would like to thank our players this evening, Dan, Ellie, and Chris. I'm so happy to have you in our cast, and can't wait to hear what devilish adventures we'll find ourselves in next. Our theme song was written by my brother, the chill electronic vapor soul artist Lusk. You should check them out, their most recent single, Gus. This has been a Goblin Forge production. Please follow us on Instagram at goblin_forge_TTRPG. Join our Discord, and if you really love us, show us some support by becoming one of our fabulous patrons at patreon.com/goblin_forge, where you can find free bonus content like handouts, encounter maps, and even adventure guides to run your own horrific campaigns or one-shots. Shadows of Prophecy is a fully personally financed project and our first foray into the TTRPG arena. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. And at the very least, give us a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. This is how we get the word out about our podcast, and we do love sharing it with all of you. Thank you, and tune in next time to find out what difficult decisions await poor little Marky and how she will rise to the occasion.